You're listening to the Livin Lively with Laine Podcast. Here's your host, Laine Lawson-Craft.
Well, hello, everybody. It's the Livin Lively with Laine Podcast. Hey, do you fight with your husband, or maybe you don't get along with other people as well as you wish? I've got Linda Goldfarb. Hey, Linda.
Hey, Laine.
Us today. Anybody in relationships, and everybody's in a relationship, right?
Everybody. We
are going to talk about how to make them better. And you have a wonderful program and book and everything called Linked. And I want you to tell us all about it real quickly. Let's capture their attention. What's the importance of Linked, Linda?
You know, God designed each and every one of us to connect in relationship. God designed us to have a relationship with Him. He actually has formed our brains so that we connect easily with different personality types. And Linked is a 26 questionnaire that helps us discover what is our dominant link. Am I the mobilizer, the one who loves to get things done? I'm going to move fast. I'm a fast processor. I'm going to complete things and get them done quickly. I'm the one who is a natural leader. Am I maybe the socializer who is the life of the party? This one is also a fast processor, but the socializer tends to move from one point to the next point to the next point because they like variety. They want to keep going. They're very outgoing and they, want to make sure everyone is having fun. They're all about having fun. Then we also have the stabilizer. The stabilizer is what I would consider the rudder in a relationship. This is the one who stays calm. This is the one who likes to keep the peace. The stabilizer is the one that in relationships, sometimes we might not care for them as well because they're not going to tell us what they need. So we have to be careful for the stabilizer. And then we have the organizer. The organizer is the one who is a slower processor along with the stabilizer. Doesn't have anything to do with intellect. It has everything to do with them taking their time to be able to sit back, observe. The organizer is the one who does all the research. They want everything to have order. And if it's not in order, their life is chaos. So the organizer is the one that if this is an individual in your life and you want to act spontaneous in a situation, they're going to need about 5 days for them to get spontaneous, to have spontaneity with you. So we're going to learn more about them as we go in. They're designed to link together. Just like God created us with different blood types, we're created with different skin tone. And if we ever asked why, it's for His purpose. And it's the same purpose that has us in relationships with others. But there's a better way to be in the relationship. And that's what Linked helps us connect with.
I just love this, Linda, because, we are in a day and age where there's a lot of distrust, there's a lot of animosity, there's a lot of hate language, and we didn't need that, of course. And before that, it's hard to get along with everybody. And you're right, people have strengths and weaknesses. And the power of Linked is to really just better any relationship, isn't it?
It really is. Linda Gilden is my co-author, and she's the co-developer of the Linked system. And we came together because we had been involved in personality training, certification. We had belonged to class, Christian Leaders, Author, Speaker services years and years ago. And we loved the concept of personalities. Understanding personalities changed our lives individually and with our spouses. And as a matter of fact, what we'll say quickly is Linda has the same personality as my husband, Sam, and I have the same personality as her husband, Johnny, and we're polar opposite personalities. So coming together, we actually make the perfect fit to create a system that meets all of the needs of each link that's there.
Well, I want to tell everybody there are several books out already. You tell us the first books, and then we're going to dive in today, though. We want to focus on couples.
Yeah.
We want to make partnerships and relationships within couples better after you listen to Livin Lively today. So what are the other books real quickly, Linda?
Thank you so much. We have the first one that came out. It's appropriately named Linked, Maximizing Life Connections, One Link at a Time. And it's for the general audience. This can be picked up. It's our white cover, can be picked up, and you can help understand just being in any relationship. Then we moved into Linked for Educators, which is a wonderful book for educators, teachers, getting along with students, understanding the parents of students. It's actually being used at the Bob Jones University as part of their curriculum for educating their upcoming teachers. Then we have Linked for Parents, because boy, do we as parents need help understanding our families, our children, understanding how we parent different, whether it's in a two-parent home, a single-parent home, grandparenting. We have those aspects that are in there and how we can help relate to and come alongside the children in our lives. Then we have Linked for Couples, which is what we're going to talk about mostly today, and how we can maximize the heart connections in our lives.
Wow, that is so powerful. So, Linda, tell me this. In these books, do we take a test in the books or do we just learn about it? I mean, how does the system work?
Thank you so much, Laine. The system, yes, there is a 26 questionnaire in the book itself. We also have where you can go and take the quiz online, and that's at linkedpersonalityquiz.com. And you can go there, take it, and you get a quick assessment that comes back and tells you where you're ranked. Then you also get some follow-up stuff that says, oh, by the way, because it looks like you're this, you might want to consider this. And in the books, you have also our positive and negative tendencies, how we're designed, and what our reactions would be. When I think of tendency, that's reaction. What I'm going to do right off the bat, not thinking about something, not as I'm trained to do, but how I react as myself as an individual. It helps us also to discover communication style. You're going to go through the book, and it's going to give you scenarios, relationship scenarios. Maybe you're this particular personality type, your spouse, your friend, someone, they're this type. When they say this, your natural tendency is going to do this action. It's going to help us say, you know what? Instead of going there, consider going here. And also in the couples book, we talk a little bit about the heart language of the personalities as well.
So let's go into that a little bit. I've not ever heard heart language.
Thank you.
Let us know, what is that? Yeah.
Okay. Well, when you have the mobilizer personality, say you're married to a mobilizer, doesn't matter what personality you are. I'm just going to focus on who you are nurturing, who you are loving, who you are coming alongside. As I mentioned before, the mobilizer moves fast. They do a lot of things quickly. They want to get things done. They're the bullet point person. It's difficult for this personality to sit still for a long, extended amount of time and to listen to story upon story upon story upon story, because it just wears them out. They want to hear the point and move on. The heart language that you could share with your mobilizer spouse would be to not draw out scenarios, to get to the point, to maybe jot things down when you want to talk to them. So you're going to stay on point and you're going to be able to get their information back quickly. This is a personality where if they have a list of items to do, what you can say is, which item would you like me to take care of? How can I come alongside you and help you in that? And because they like control, you may have to ask them, and how would you like me to finish it? How would you like me to do this as well? And then when you look at the socializers are so precious. They love to have fun. Now, sometimes in a relationship, we can look at a socializer spouse and think that they're frivolous, think that they're ditzy, think that they can't stay on topic. And we can get frustrated if we're a personality that likes to have order, if we're a personality that likes to have calm. But God created the socializers to have fun, to bring that element of fun into all of their relationships. So with them, it truly would be, you know what? I know you would really like to enjoy your night out. Where would you like to go? What would you like to do? And because it's important for them, they're probably going to have some friends along because they really like company. It doesn't mean they don't like your company. They really like having a lot of people around. So let them have that special night and let that be where it's with a lot of different people. That would be a sweet heart connection. And if they're a stabilizer, the stabilizers a lot of times are married to mobilizers who want to get things done. The stabilizer really likes to rest. They like to spend the evening just on the couch, sitting with you, not doing anything extravagant. And I have found where I would want to come in, my husband's stabilizer, and he would say, well, just come sit with me. And I would get anxious with are we just going to like sit? Or are we going to do something else? And I realized, you know what? Leave my phone somewhere else. Don't bring something else into the room to work on. Just be there. Sit with him. If he looks tired, suggest a nap. And then afterwards, there's some fun stuff that maybe you can do together. And the stabilizer also likes to take it easy. And if you say, okay, we're going to go someplace, where do you want to go? And they go, it doesn't matter. That's fine. They truly mean that it doesn't matter. It's fine. That's their excited look. And so we need to let their fine be fine. And that's a heart connection there. And then for your organizer is the one, if you make a plan, stick to the plan. It's difficult for them at the last minute to change their direction. So for an organizer, plan it, stick with the plan, and make sure that it's something that they'd like to do. They won't jump up and tell you, but they'll certainly give you an answer if you ask them.
You know, as you're speaking, Linda, I've just had 2 children get married recently, and this would be such a great book for a wedding gift. I'm just sitting here. Wouldn't it be great to know? Am I married to an organizer? Am I married to a stabilizer? Because, you know, it may sound like you're walking on eggshells, as some may say, but really what you're doing, you're loving them in your best way. You're saying, I acknowledge that you need some space, or that just being with me here on this couch is what you need. I need to be out with my friends playing bongo or whatever. So it does help you love each other greater, doesn't it?
It helps you love one another at a deeper level, at a level that God designed us to walk in. Not to be fearful of who we're connected with. Oh, I'm going to say this. He's going to react like that. Then we're going to be at the same old place that we were at before. God doesn't want that. Just like God wants an intimate relationship with us, He wants our intimate relationships to be the best that they can. And in Linked for Couples, not only do I discover more about my spouse, Laine, the key is I discover more about me. And if I'm willing, okay, as far as it depends on me, that comes from the Romans 12:18. As far as it depends on me, I'm supposed to be living at peace with everyone. As far as it depends on me. So if I'm willing to look at me and go, you know, I didn't realize my tendency was to talk over my spouse. I didn't realize I usurped all of the attention. I didn't realize that I need to invite her into the conversation. Wow. Once I get that, what we say is once you're linked for life, and you really get God's design, and you can walk out days that are filled with joy and peace and calm and adventure.
That is so awesome, Linda. You know, we had a marriage restoration, Steve and I, and a lot of it, Linda, was we just didn't know how to do this. We didn't know how to love each other in the way God made us. You know, you can't change who God made us to be, or we aren't being the genuine you that God created you to be.
That's true. And what happens, Laine, a lot of times is we'll come into a relationship and that honeymoon moment where, oh my goodness, it's him. Oh my goodness, it's her. And so you put your best foot forward and you put your best hand forward and your best look forward and all of this best, 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 best. And a lot of times we'll see something in our mate to be and it rubs us a little bit, but we're like, oh, that's okay. We're in love and life is going to be great. And then you get married and you go, and they haven't changed at all. And you start seeing some of that starts wearing on you. Well, before you wear down, it's really good to find out what they're like. Squeezing the tube of toothpaste or rolling the tube of toothpaste. What does that mean? And it's a simple thing. We even have in the book, before you say I do, just some things, questions to ask one another, discovery questions to ask. Not that it's not going to give you need to marry this personality. You need to marry this one. We leave that up to God. The Holy Spirit is going to lead us. But for us to be genuine in our relationships, we have to first be genuine with ourselves, because along the line, from the moment we were born and our design was imprinted, we have a lot of life that we've experienced. Life can influence whether we step out of our personality strength or we step into our personality strength. Because if you're born a stabilizer, but in life, you have to become the one who gets everything done, that's a polar opposite. You're going to do it because it's how you have to survive, but you won't be satisfied in the relationship because you really aren't the one who wants to jump at the head of everything. You would prefer to sit back and come alongside. These books can help us discover that.
Well, this Linked for Couples, you walk us through, we're going to take this test. We're going to decide, I guess you come away with figuring out, are you an organizer, stabilizer? And then do you give us ways to better enhance one another? If you find out you're both organizers.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Help us maneuver through that.
We do. We share with you that if you're an organizer, you both now want perfection in life. And so that means you can both be double procrastinators, because an organizer is the one who's like, okay, I want this to be the best, but in essence, they're saying I want it to be perfect. And there is no perfection outside of Christ. So what happens is you can have a struggle in your marriage where neither of you move forward, because you want it to be perfect before you do. And what can happen with that is you can hit head on because you're not having forward motion. That's the same thing that can happen with a stabilizer. My youngest son and his bride, they both have their blends. They both have that stabilizer as one of their links, and they don't want to hurt the other's feelings because they want everyone to get along. So there may be things they don't bring up to each other because, well, I don't want to hurt you. But in marriages, we have to communicate. And so we share, well, this is how you can approach that. This is the situation. Sit down, look across at your loved one, look them in the eyes and say a phrase that I used actually with Sam that the Spirit gave me, because I can be that bulldozer. And to look at my husband and to say, and also because we're hunters, we're outdoorsmen, so I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but it spoke to my husband's heart when I said, do you know that I love you so much, I would take a bullet for you? That spoke to his heart. And he looked at me and he kind of smirked. And I said, I need you to really look at me. I would take a bullet for you. That's how much I love you. And I want our communication to grow. Sam actually looked at the personalities when they were first introduced to our family as a labeling. I don't need that. I don't need to hear that. It had nothing to do with anything. Well, we founded Parenting Awesome Kids. We started teaching parents. And then when the parenting book came out, we introduced that to the parents. We had so many parents apply the application from the book who would come back every week and go, let me tell you what's changed in my family. Let me tell you how my relationship with my child is different. Then all of a sudden, Sam went, wait a minute. Other people are doing this. There's got to be something to it. So he started embracing it. And he became such a huge advocate of the personalities that he became one of those who would say to guys, you know, your personality is a little overbearing for your bride. Step back, take a look at how God designed you, and now come alongside her. Don't try to make her into something she's not. Let her be her and enjoy the design.
Well, I don't know a relationship in the world, Linda, that could not benefit from the linked systems. I mean, whether it's a general relationship, an education relationship. I mean, now we're into this couple, this linked system. I am in love with this. Real quickly, how can they find you? What website do we need to go to? And then where can we find the book?
Absolutely. If you go to linkedpersonalities.com, we tried to make it easy. You'll find Linda Gilden and I, and this is what's really fun. It's Linda Gilden, Linda Goldfarb. We both have J as a middle initial. So we're known as the two Lindas of personality, and I go by Goldie. And she goes by Rose. I call her Rose because that's what her grandchildren have called her. And her, so I was like, well, I'm going to call you Rose when we're talking. And she said, well, I'm calling you Goldie. And so you'll find that also in the couple's book as we identify our relationships with our spouses. And you can certainly find us on Facebook. We're there everywhere. If you look for linked personalities, you'll discover us. And all of our books are available, of course, on Amazon, but they're also available if you go to bookstores. And if you don't see it on the shelf, ask for it. See if they can order you a copy. We'd love to get that copy to you. And currently, we're also working on book number 5, which is Linked for Leaders. I look forward to that one coming out too.
Well, I just love all this. And you know what I love most about it? It's based on the principles of God. You know, the basis that we're made to have community, and God wants us to love each other in the way that He made us to be. I mean, all of these are such powerful points, Linda. Is there anything you'd like to leave us with today?
Oh, thank you. And I will mention that the linked books are considered in the market. They would be considered crossover books. And we mention our faith. If you're going to find us, you're going to know that we love Jesus. And but they're crossover books so that they can be utilized in public education. They can be utilized across the board. And the discovery of brain science and how that is working, that's backed up by so many different studies right now. So we don't speak a lot on that because that then becomes a teaching. We really want to equip our readers. But this is what I would leave. In a world today where at a time such as this, isolation, separation, feelings of loneliness are stretching across the miles. When we discover the personal design that God has for us and that He created us to be who we are, not anyone else, and that in that design, I'm okay if I'm emotional. I'm okay if I'm to the point. I'm okay if I like research. I'm okay if I want to relax. I don't have to be like anyone else, but those that we are relating to need us to find them where they are. God doesn't want us isolated. He wants us in relationship. He wants us to have that community of family, a community of believers, a community around your block. He wants us in relationship because relationship is something that people can't take away from us once we're linked together in it.
I love that. And I love that you say linked for life.
Mm-hmm.
That really touched me. I know it touched many
Amen.
others. Thank you again, Linda. I can't wait to hear all the feedback. I know all of us want to be better at relationships. And we've got this wonderful series. It's a system, the linked system. Be sure and visit the website. And Linda, I can't wait to see you again. Thank you so much for your time today.
Laine, thank you so much for what you bring to us. Thank you for your show.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting those that come in and have a message. And you're such a supporter. You're such an encourager, and you're an equipper. Thank you for that. You are greatly appreciated. And thank you. I'm honored at the opportunity to be here with you.
Well, back at you, girl. I mean, thank you for helping us be better at being a couple and better being an educator and really just overall being better at relationships. Who can't use that, Linda? I mean, really.
Amen.
All right. Thank you again for your link systems, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
We would love to hear your thoughts from today. Thank you for connecting. You are invited to join Laine's growing community. Visit her website, lainelawsoncraft.com. Follow her on all social media too. Call 1-833-PRAY-WME for prayer too. Thank you for joining today. Please subscribe and share this Livin Lively with Laine podcast today.